Folks, we're back with the third and final DA of this wave of draft, and it is none other than the big BBR. I'm very excited to be a part of this league. I've been doing graphics for this league for about 3 or 4 seasons, and now it is finally time to be the main coach in this league. Feels good. There's a lot of talented people, and there's going to be a lot of talented teams because we got 120 points for 9 to 11 mods, which is an insane amount of value. With that being said, we got the 14th overall pick, and with a ton of mods on the board, I'll show y'all what I picked overall. First up, we got Garchomp, and I think this is a snag and a half at the 14th overall pick. I would say Garchomp's maybe like a top 7 mon, give or take, and I think most people would probably say the same. And so to have this fall to me at the pick that I was at is awesome. I love its offense, and I love its ability to get hazards up. It has great sweeping potential, and it can even run mixed in sometimes. I've used Mega Garchomp before. I haven't really used Garchomp in recent memory, but Mega Garchomp, from my experience, has been very, very fun, and so I'm excited to pair this mon with another banger. It's not a CB draft without a Slowpoke, right? So we had to get the man himself, Slowking Galar. I love this guy so much, and I think it pairs super well with Garchomp. I've seen Clutch sometimes, like an old Showdown player, use this pairing, and I really love this ability to switch in and out. It's so supportive. It got some good buffs since I've last seen it being used on other teams like this, especially with Chilly Reception, and now with Toxic Spikes. I think this mon can really do it all. And so just having a nice Fairy and Ice pivot in this mon is going to be so helpful for Garchomp going forward. Speaking of comfort picks, we had to get Azu. This was originally supposed to be Primarina, but it got taken, unfortunately. But this is a phenomenal alternative Pokemon. I love its offenses, and I love its typing. Just in such a hyper-offensive metagame that is dominated by Dark type, Dragon types, Fighting types, whatever kind of mons like that, we have an Azu that can always 1v1 them. It's like a little mini Iron Hands with, I would say, better stabs. Up next, we got Serperior, and I really love this mon's ability to start sweeping off rip, start breaking as well, and it can also be such a nuisance on the defensive side of things. It's kind of like an in-between of Whimsicott and Hisui and Electrode, and like, I don't even know what else, like Malamar. I guess if they all had a kid, it would be the Serperior. And I really love this mon. I love its speed for the team. It is weak to ice, but that being said, I think it's a non-issue because we got some mons in the back to handle it. And so with that being said, bit of an early pick, but I really love this mon, so I had to draft it at this spot. We got another INT repeat in Moltres, and I love this mon's ability on this team to deal with ice types offensively and to also deal with fairy types defensively, which are both 2 types that Garchomp obviously struggles with. And I feel like we're amassing a good amount of mons that kind of fit this role. And so that's going to help Garchomp out so much. And to have Moltres, which I think is such an annoying Pokemon to deal with, is going to be super exciting. This mon can hit you with its phenomenal special attack stat, but it can also Wisp and Hurricane and Confuse, and so status is going to come into play, especially with 2 annoying abilities like Pressure and Flame Body, and its ability to U-turn out into different mons. I think this is going to be an absolute pest to deal with in a lot of different games. We had to get a scapegoat, and that is going to be none other than the Roaring Moon, who is up next. I really like its Dark type, I like its speed, and I like its ability to knock and to U-turn, but frankly, that's about it for this mon. I've used this mon previously in a BBR tournament, and I didn't really like it. Even with Sun support, it just wasn't the mon that I wanted it to be. And so with that said, if this season does turn a little sour, I will be blaming it all on this mon. But with that being said, I think it is a good mon overall. Dark type is one that we need, and it means that we can pick up something that maybe doesn't like ghosts or darks as well. And that mon is going to be Mew, which I think is such a good mon for this team. I think we needed a lot of versatility in a few different Pokemon, especially on the hazard side of things. And I think Mew is just that injection of versatility into the rest of this team. It can really fill in any kind of slot that we need with hazards, with defenses, with offenses, whatever you want, Mew has. And now that we do have a Roaring Moon, it's going to make it a lot easier for us to deal with ghosts and darks with a high value dark type of our own. Palma is going to be our Terra captain this time around, and I love its Stab Terra type combo in Electric and Fighting. It means that we can spam double shocks, and it also means that our close combats are going to hit so damn hard. Aside from that, it has amazing coverage and the ability to volt switch, which means that we can hit something with an electric move, even if it's a resist, and then we can get a boosted Terra volt switch out as well, just dealing even more chip. This mod's ability to break and potentially clean up in a lot of endgames, especially with something like a Terra fighting Iron Fist Mach Punch, is going to be a lot of fun, and it also has really good status moves like Wish and Nuzzle, which can help support the team in other ways too. So whether it's a breaker, a cleaner, or just some annoying mon in the back, I think this mon is going to be so much fun as the Terra Captain. With our second to last pick, we got Fortress, and while it isn't really a traditional steal in the sense that it can deal with certain types that we want, like flying, it is a very good role on the team, being a hazard setter and remover. Not only that, having another slow pivot on the team that can get in mons like Garchomp and G-King and Serperior is going to be very, very nice, and it means that we can kind of keep our offense going even with a mon that is more passive like Fortress. And with the last pick in the draft, you know we had to get it. This is the GOAT one-pointer in Porygon. It is the mascot for the graphics side of my things, and it has a bunch of really good qualities about it for the value that it has. Its normal typing also helps us deal with ghost types, which we do have 2 weaknesses for. Not that it's that big of a deal, but just having this mon be 1 point and on the team and just having the value that it has is going to be awesome, not to mention the fact that it is the GOAT. But with that being said, that's going to wrap up the BBR draft. We've played OG Albino week 1 in what is probably going to be a big heavyweight showdown. I'm really excited. He obviously has a very talented team as well, and he's obviously a very talented player, so I can't wait for that match. I'll see you guys next Saturday for that, and take care. Peace.